Right. Hello. Warmest greetings to everybody who's here in the room and also available tuning in virtually from around the world. I'm Jane Coe. I'm an M365 Copilot product manager focused specifically on extensibility. I'm joined by Cherif, who is the VP. Sorry.
I'm Cherif. I'm the Vice President of AI and Innovation at 𝗦𝗲𝗀𝗃.
Great. And today it is our total honor to talk to you, our partners and customers, about how you can leverage Copilot agents and connectors to unlock rapid, measurable business value and accelerate the journey to becoming frontier with enterprise-grade AI. So whether you're a partner or you're a customer IT leader, your role is absolutely critical in helping organizations unlock new value and transform business processes with enterprise-grade AI. Please note, this is not a technical pro dev session. Instead, we're going to give you some conversation starters and talk a little bit about the agentic opportunity that we see in retail consumer goods after talking to hundreds of enterprise customers, and give some real-life examples of customers and partners to give some inspiration to you about the art of the possible. So let's take a look at our agenda for today. Here's our path for the next 45 minutes. First, I'll talk briefly about becoming a frontier firm and the trends that we are starting to see in AI adoption. Then I'll give you a brief overview of the extensibility options available for M365 Copilot as a platform, from no to low to pro code, and give some examples of transformational agents and connectors built specifically for Copilot and M365. Then I'll pass the mic to Mo, and he's going to spotlight the partnership between 𝗦𝗃𝗃 and Microsoft and talk about how 𝗦𝗃𝗃 is building deep connected experiences for marketers on Copilot. Then we'll wrap with resources, actionable next steps, and open the floor up for the questions for the folks in the room. So let's jump in by exploring what it means to be a frontier firm and how partners are leading the way to drive customers' AI adoption and transformation. In case you haven't heard of the term, or more likely to refresh your memory, a frontier firm is a next-generation company that fuses human judgment with agents to scale faster, work smarter, and unlock new waves of innovation and value, or like we like to say, better, faster, cheaper, right? And this is all under this umbrella paradigm of being human-led and AI-operated. Three characteristics you see on the screen here for frontier firms include being AI-operated and human-led, forming teams around outcomes versus departments, and adopting an agent boss mindset, where every employee is managing and collaborating with AI agents on their team. The journey to AI-powered business transformation is totally not a solo endeavor. We know that. If you're a partner sitting in this room or online, you know that already. The collective brain trust of partners in this room and online are going to be the driving force behind retail consumer goods customers becoming frontier. You'll all play a hugely pivotal role in supporting the efforts of customers' retail consumer goods sort of journey in becoming frontier. We recommend, obviously, that customers have AI centers of excellence, and partners are going to play that pivotal role of supporting that process with your deep expertise, your industry knowledge, and certainly all of the technical skills that are going to be needed to turn Copilot's agentic capabilities into real-world solutions with value. The other piece of it that we're really seeing at Microsoft in terms of adoption barriers is around change management and training. And this is really where I send the SOS out to the partner community. Please help us. We need your help with customers to get change management processes in place and to help them show value that's measurable with all the tool sets we make available in our platform. Now let's look at some of the common patterns and challenges that retail consumer goods customers are telling us that they face in their AI adoption journey. Custom-built agents and solutions, that's kind of where a lot of people started, right? And I feel like it was because there really wasn't anything off the rack, so to speak. And so especially the large enterprise retail consumer goods customers out there that I talk to are kind of like they started there, right? And they invested in a lot of resources. It was kind of the FOMO deal. And then they started moving on into first-party chatbot solutions for internal use, which was great to drive initial adoption, right? And then we kind of are stuck in between, I'd say, the niche third-party solution sprawl and this whole business envisioning, right? Because we know there's a lot of tool sets out there right now, a lot of startup solutions, but when they're not integrated with your customers' enterprise line of business data, then it becomes less useful, right? And then you have a lot of consumer-grade tools. I won't name them, but we're all aware what security risks and governance challenges that introduces into these large companies that cannot afford to have that level of risk. You know, at the end of the day, we're stuck where the hand is on this slide, right? Because companies are stuck at business envisioning and governance, right? Because it's really challenging to tie compelling business cases to ROI while still making your CISO and your CTO and CIO happy by creating those end-to-end AI governance controls. This sprawl, we like to call it, the sprawl, it prevents the creation of strong ROI statements. And that's particularly when you're just adding AI to business processes without getting close to the business. A common thing that we're going to talk about today and the examples we give are about how close we got to the business end users and the real challenges they had to build agents and connectors that made sense for their flow of business. And we didn't really see that for a lot of the initial work that was being done around AI connector and agent development. So from our perspective, the other thing I'll say is that end users and their trust, again, is super important in driving the ROI storytelling. Usage of the platform equals ROI for the executives. Again, partners are solely, really responsible for helping these leaders in IT come up with those ROI statements. They need your connections into the business leaders. They need your acumen in providing that level of reporting to help justify really large investments that companies have been making. So the goal is scalable, controlled AI transformation. This is where Copilot takes center stage. Copilot is not just a product. I get people even within Microsoft who are in completely different solution areas saying this to me. They're like, it's just the chatbot solution for end users. So why are you talking about this like it's a platform? It is a platform, right? It's not just a product. It's the gateway to enterprise AI agents. It brings agents directly into the flow of work for end users, meeting people where they're at, and it does so with the security, scale, and trust that enterprises need. These are all reasons why 90% of the Fortune 500 turn to Copilot as their enterprise AI platform. And this innovation happens because of partners like you here and online who build agents on our comprehensive platform, and the opportunity before us, as you know, is incredibly immense. So let's explore how WorkIQ helps companies unlock even more value by connecting enterprise data and grounding reasoning and context. Earlier this week, you probably heard about WorkIQ, where you have inference, data, and memory baked into Copilot's intelligence layer that enables Copilot and agents to know your work inside and out. It connects your context, workflows, and relationships to deliver an experience that's built just for you and your flow of work. So WorkIQ is the organizing layer for your data. And by the way, it's open to all enterprise data, not just M365 data in your email. It's open to enterprise line of business data for retail consumer goods. So the data element is, in fact, where Copilot connectors, formerly called graph connectors, come into play. We're proud to be building the Copilot connectors ecosystem alongside a growing network of innovative partners and enterprise data providers. With over 75 pre-built connectors and growing, and the ability to create custom connectors, there's a huge opportunity for partners to play a critical role in helping retail consumer goods companies harness the full power of the graph, right? Partners can help customers deploy these connectors like the ones on the screen, or they can create their own custom ones for their own SaaS applications. And this way, partners make sure that Copilot agents can reason over the entirety of a customer's enterprise knowledge set, surfacing insights that drive smarter, context-driven decisions and faster business outcomes. So connectors enable Copilot to reason over business-critical data, unlocking new scenarios for quick ROI wins. Remember that. Connectors equal quick ROI wins. Every type of partner in this room and online should be encouraging customers, start here. These are the quick ROI wins that you build into your overall AI adoption plan. So as far as partners building agents for Copilot, we're working with leading companies that you see here. This is a selection of them on the screen, but across every industry to build specialized agents for Copilot. And this is inclusive of ISV and SI partners, as well as enterprise data providers. These partnerships ensure that Copilot integrates seamlessly into the tools and workflows that retail consumer goods companies rely on every day. So to move on to our agent types. We know customers are going to need flexibility and choice of agents depending on the scenario at hand. The fastest path, as we probably all know, is with those declarative agents built on the Copilot AI stack. Should you want to have full control, there is the option of custom engine agents, and you can also extend Copilot for your own AI apps and agents. Our platform and tools enable developers to build agents their way, right? For simple or complex scenarios. And by the way, as partners, it's your job to help customers gauge the time it's going to take to build these and know enough about their environment to know how long it will take to build and deploy all of these options, and make sure that your customers and those executives have thought about what quick ROI wins will help them buy time to build and deliver the more complex scenarios that are pro code. A dear friend and colleague on my team has an analogy. If I have a dinner party for 20 people and they show up hungry, I have to give them snacks and appetizers. Otherwise, I'm going to have an uprising, right? And while I'm getting my main event, my main dishes and my main courses ready to serve. It is the same construct with respect to what IT leaders face in justifying their AI expenditure. You need AI ROI appetizers to give to your customers as partners so they can continue to work in the background on the more complex scenarios that are truly transformational. So these quick ROI wins are again going to come from these out-of-the-box solutions off the shelf, the Copilot connectors, the DAs, and maybe even CEAs depending on the environment. Simple, no to low-code solutions. And by the way, connectors, common thread for all three of these scenarios. It's not about connectors or agents, it's connectors and agents to make sure that these agents are grounded in the right data and taking the full advantage of graph. So let's see some real-world examples of how partners and customers are driving innovation with Copilot with the first two of these scenarios. We're going to start with DA, then move to CEA. Today, we're seeing a new wave of innovation with enterprise data providers. They're making their premium data sets available to Copilot agents via connectors, populating the graph semantic index for deeper reasoning and context-aware responses. A standout example is 𝗦𝗽𝗀𝗀𝗃𝗀, the world's leading media intelligence provider who partnered with Primark, a very well-known major fashion retailer, to bring actionable insights into Copilot for Primark's corporate communications team. What they did is this involved a Copilot connector and a declarative agent. They were all built in under 2 months for 𝗦𝗽𝗀𝗀𝗃. And by the way, 𝗦𝗽𝗀𝗃𝗃 is a data provider that's a Google shop, not a Microsoft shop. 𝗦𝗽𝗀𝗃𝗃's platform scours social and traditional media, extracting unstructured data and rating content. So they deliver sentiment analysis, campaign measurement, media reputation management, and early risk detection. As you know, super common and super important use cases for retail consumer goods customers. Real-time summaries are provided of this media coverage, as shown in the examples here on the screen. This is actually, I hope you can see it, but this is a specific example where Primark opened a flagship store in Madrid. If you know Madrid, there's a really big street called Gran Via, and this was a really big campaign for them that they needed to track media mentions and understand how those media mentions impacted their brand perception and overall awareness in the market. So the key takeaway is that enterprise data providers like 𝗦𝗽𝗲𝗀𝗃 are empowering retail consumer good customers to make smarter and faster decisions by embedding their critical data sets for decision making directly into Copilot agents in the graph. And by the way, stay tuned, because there's going to be a lot more of these enterprise data provider agents as well as connectors coming out in the very near future. Now, I'm thrilled to show you this next pro code example of an agent delivering exciting impact for Estée Lauder. 𝗦𝗲𝗀, which stands for the Estée Lauder Line Assistant, is a custom engine agent that was built by Estée Lauder by Copilot Engineering's forward deployed engineering team. 𝗦𝗲𝗀 connects disparate systems and the data within them and brings AI capabilities to the people closest to product manufacturing, delivering significant ROI for Estée Lauder. Previously, the data was siloed in all these different sources spread across multiple spreadsheets and different data extractions that were only accessible by engineers and managers. So it made it really hard for line-level staff to access what they needed. Layer on top of this is the fact that there are language barriers. Their manuals had an incredible array of different languages: German, Italian, English, and Flemish. So that made troubleshooting and collaboration in general super challenging. So 𝗦𝗲𝗀 automates the integration of these diverse data sets, making it possible to draw conclusions and act quickly, something that was totally impossible for them to do in the past. So the result is faster, more inclusive problem solving, reduced manual effort, and a direct line from customer feedback to actionable insights on the factory floor. Let's roll the video so you can learn more.
I'm not an IT guy. I work in manufacturing at Estée Lauder. For 20 years, my most important tools were notepads, a cell phone, and a 3-inch binder. My information was all over the place. But today, my entire world lives right here. This is 𝗦𝗀𝗀, our Estée Lauder line assistant, and I want to show you how Microsoft tools have fundamentally changed my job. Let's start with the production line changeover. This used to mean finding paper SOPs in a binder, hoping it was the latest version. Now, I just ask 𝗦𝗀𝗀. Copilot Studio instantly searches our official SharePoint library and pulls the one validated single source of truth. And look at that. The entire 13-step procedure from safety to set points all right in the M365 Copilot. That saves us 15 to 20 minutes and a huge amount of risk every single time. Finding documents is great, but what about live data? I used to pull up 3 systems to get this data. Now, I just ask 𝗦𝗀𝗀 for the product's performance. This isn't a document. 𝗦𝗀𝗀's pulling live performance data, our OEE and scrap, directly from Dataverse. Instantly, I see the numbers. Equipment efficiency is 68%. Average scrap is 0.6%. I know exactly what's happening on my line, all right here in one system. In that summary, I see internal quality data and consumer feedback about leaking product. This is where the magic happens. Before, correlating consumer complaints to a machine setting meant a war room for days comparing spreadsheets. Now, I just ask 𝗦𝗀𝗀𝗀. Using AI Builder, it connects the dots. There it is. One of the top issues is cap torque too high. My mind was blown. 𝗦𝗀𝗀𝗀 connected a consumer complaint to a specific machine setting on my line. This didn't just save a meeting, it just solved our quality problem. But the day is never smooth. Right on cue, we get a jam on our cartner. We ask 𝗦𝗀𝗀𝗀 for help. First, it gives my operator a simple 60-second check. But this is a bigger problem. We need a mechanic. This is my favorite part. The mechanic asks for the complex timing adjustment steps. Then, does 𝗦𝗀𝗀𝗀 unlock the full detailed procedure from the OEM technical manual. Before, our mechanic hunted for this in a 500-page paper manual. Now, it's in their hand. It's faster, but more importantly, it's safer and smarter. Finally, we're at the end of our shift. I have to summarize 8 hours of chaos for the next shift lead. This is my least favorite part of the day. But now, 𝗦𝗀𝗀𝗀 synthesizes my entire conversation, the changeover, the torque issue, the next steps, into a perfect summary. That's 20 minutes of my life back. And because 𝗦𝗀𝗀𝗀 is part of the M365 Copilot family, I just ask it to send the email for me. It's all one seamless, connected system, sent in seconds. What you just saw wasn't a demo of different products. It was one single experience. When you use Copilot Studio to connect all these tools, SharePoint, Dataverse, AI Builder, and put it inside Teams, it's not a chatbot, it's a true assistant. 𝗦𝗲𝗀𝗀𝗀, built by us, for us. We went from binders to builders, turning our process knowledge into a safer, faster workflow. Thank you.
My heartfelt thanks to Chris Allman, who unfortunately could not be here with us today in person. But we are so grateful for the time he spent sharing this wonderful storytelling about how 𝗦𝗲𝗀 is transforming their business. And for those working with manufacturing functions, I would ask you, what operational pain points could an agent like 𝗦𝗲𝗀 solve for you? Now, we saw an example of a Copilot connector and a declarative agent with 𝗦𝗽𝗀𝗀𝗀, and now a custom engine agent in action for Estée Lauder with real-life examples in production. I am so excited to hand the mic over to my friend Mo with Sitecore right now to talk about their journey with us on M365 Copilot extensibility, driving AI-powered marketing for digital visionaries. Sitecore is an incredibly strategic partner to us at Microsoft, and we are so grateful to have Mo here to tell us more. Mo, on to you.
Thank you, Jane. I want to start off by just talking about Sitecore, who we are. So Sitecore empowers global marketing teams in frontier firms so that they can rapidly launch campaigns and experiences, personalized content, and even create content that's relevant to specific audiences and optimize it for every single digital touchpoint with an intelligent, intuitive platform that is powered by agentic AI. We have been working very, very closely with Microsoft over the past 25 years. We're one of the global ISVs. And the reason why this relationship with Microsoft is really critical for us is what Microsoft provides from technology, from the security, reliability, the generative AI capabilities that Microsoft has. And we've seen how Foundry models are increasing day by day, to things like machine learning, the scalability and the distribution of Azure over the world, as well as the advanced analytics capabilities that Microsoft provides. And leading retail consumer goods companies choose Sitecore because it empowers them. We provide them with a platform. We provide their marketing teams with this platform that enables them to really empower every single team member in their marketing team to create campaigns that are relevant, that really resonate with their customers. We have over 20 years experience powering these digital experiences for our customers with over 3,500 customers globally in more than 100 companies or countries, and millions of digital experiences are being delivered daily by us. And these are some of our customers or brands that are using Sitecore platform. As we said, Sitecore is this digital experience platform that's trusted by frontier firms, by marketing teams that want to really manage their content and experiences and have the power of AI to make this experience so seamless to them so that they can scale. Marketers are trying to do more with less every single day, and we are helping them to do that by powering them with the right tools that are governed by their brand, but also understand what they need to accomplish and have human in the loop when it's required. But to make this possible, we wanted to ensure that we have a center of excellence, that we actually hear from our customers what they need, and to be able to co-innovate with our customers. And that's why we created Sitecore AI Innovation Lab. Sitecore AI Innovation Lab is a place where we work with Microsoft and with customers to co-innovate the future. We go into workshops with customers with a problem statement that we don't know whether it can be solved or not. And we work together. We put our minds together, whether it's the technology expertise from Microsoft or the business knowledge that we have from our vast experience across customers, or the business unique problems that our customers have. And we combine our thoughts together to try to solve these problems. And one of these examples is what I'm going to be talking about today with Unilever. So Unilever, as you might know, is a huge brand with multiple sub-brands within it. And one of the key problems that they had is ensuring the assets that their marketing team uses are the right assets. What does that mean? It means that it's the latest version of these assets. It means that these assets are also have the right digital rights management, are licensed. But we all know, as marketers, the first thing we need to do is get the job done. So it ends up being copying my assets from my previous brief, or maybe just using stock images, or even worse, just searching on Bing for these images and just downloading them. We needed to make sure that the assets that every marketer has in their hands are the right assets. And this is what our digital asset management provides. It provides them with that capability to find the right assets. By just writing text and using semantic search, it's able to find the exact right image. But that wasn't enough. Because you know what? Most marketers are not living day in, day out in the digital asset management tool. They're actually working in Word to write a brief, or creating the amazing presentation that they're going to present to their digital agency in PowerPoint. So we needed to help them do the work they need to do where they work. And this is where Copilot comes in. And what I want to show you is a demo of what we built together through prototyping and innovation and co-ideating together. So I'll switch to my demo now. And I'll start off in PowerPoint with this creative brief, which Jane, as soon as she saw it, felt hungry because of these beautiful fries here. But what ultimately, when we want to create a new brief, and this is for Hellmann's, we want to add some key elements, such as recipes that we might have as a customer or as a brand, recipes that are using our Hellmann's new chicken tender mayonnaise. So why don't I just ask it for these recipes? And what will happen here is the asset discovery agent is using the connection through graph to find the right assets from the digital asset management. Now, what does the right assets mean? It means it's the assets that I have permission to access, that are relevant to the brand I'm on right now, that are also approved to be used within a brief. And I can quickly see these assets, but not just see them. I can act directly by inserting them. So I can click here and have my easy turkey wraps, as well as my easy Mexican pasta salad. So I'm trying to make you all hungry. I know you had lunch, but... And once I'm done with that, and I have my assets here, I want to go into more of the product information. So maybe I need to add some of the product imagery as well. So I'm just going to, again, ask Copilot here to add them for me. And again, the asset discovery agent will look for the right assets, and by connecting to our discovery agent is going to find the different assets, and again, provide me with some great images that I can use here in my product information. And finally, I want some product shots, so I can show how these products work within the experience. So I'll tell it again to find me product shots. And we have to remember that, again, this is not just getting me the assets, it's understanding that these are images and making them show up through these adaptive cards. One of the really important things about this is these are all declarative agents. I didn't have to write code to support things like inserting images or adding these adaptive visual experiences that make it easier for my marketers to be able to actually interact with it. This is all available as part of the declarative agents with low-code experience. And now that I'm done with that, I can add other information through content search, through asset search, and all of this is integrated. One of the things that we're moving forward with on this is also integrating it with MCPs. So Microsoft announced the ability to integrate Copilot agents with MCPs, and we as Sitecore have been investing to enable all our features and all our tooling through MCP. For anyone who does not know what MCP is, it's a Model Context Protocol. It's kind of the USB that connects AI with your existing tools. So we've built an MCP layer to connect all our tools to AI, and with the new announcement with Microsoft working on enabling Copilot to connect through MCP with any tooling, we're now enabling even more capabilities and empowering our customers to be able to not just search for assets and find the right assets, but even to take actions directly from here. So I can ultimately tell it, create a different image or a variant of the image and push it back to the digital asset management. And with that, I'm going to hand it back to Jane.
I think I get the talking stick now. Great. So there is a sign-up QR code here for any of Sitecore's customers, or if you're just curious to learn more about the Asset Discovery Agent, go ahead and scan this link and click on the link below. That was an awesome demo. Thank you, Mo. I get really excited and hungry whenever I see it. So just to recap here, as we look ahead, I invite every partner and every customer in the room online, whether you're just starting your AI journey or already leading the way, to imagine what's possible when we combine our strengths. Together, we can redefine what success looks like in retail consumer goods, leveraging Copilot agents and connectors for quick wins and lasting transformation. Let's build the future of AI, one agent, one connector, and one partnership at a time. Expect to see more rich feature sets to continue to be released, and an increasing number of ISV and enterprise data provider solutions to launch in our marketplace moving forward. And please check out my colleagues' related sessions on demand to do a deeper dive of the technology we talked about. We did not have the time to dive into topics like new announcements related to feature sets, as well as any of the announcements that my colleagues made about MCP and A2A. But I encourage you to seek out that more technical content in these sessions on the screen and in the plethora of other sessions that you can view on demand covering these topics in depth. Now it's time to take action. Leverage Microsoft Learn, build secure agents and connectors, and publish to the commercial marketplace to make your solution scale. Partners, you can also explore the certified software designations that are available via Partner Center. And I encourage all of you to think about what is your next step after Ignite with respect to Copilot extensibility. How are you going to build in some of those quick ROI win appetizers into your journey? So let's briefly review the tools available to partners. As mentioned, the opportunity before us is immense. Here are some QR codes for you to learn more about the industry resources and tools available to help you innovate. Microsoft's AI Cloud Partner Program, MAICPP, it's a long acronym, ISV Success Program, and Marketplace, they provide the tools, resources, and support to make this vision a reality at scale. So I think we can transition over to Q&A. We have 11 minutes. There is a microphone in the middle of the room, and for all of our friends who are online, I will repeat the question so that we can answer it accordingly. Ooh, we got a taker.
It was a great session, thank you. As an ISV, how do I get started, and how much effort do these agents usually take to get started?
I can probably take that as an ISV. I think it's different, right? Like it starts with declarative agents, as Jane said, and declarative agents are really very easy to build. You can build one in 2 weeks, and this is one of the things we've done with the concept of experimentation with customers. I think this is one of the essential pieces, is go to declarative agents first with connectors so that you can test with your customers, test with your business users, validate how well it works, and be able to innovate continuously on that. They already come out of the box with a lot of features and a lot of capabilities that ultimately bring value to you, so you can see that quick win and focus on building it with your business users so that it becomes a success for what they actually need.
Thank you, Mo.
Thank you both. What would you say is common across those three examples that we were just looking at?
So the question was, what is in common between the three customer and partner examples that we provided in this presentation? I would say the underlying thread with all of them is that they were really successful in terms of being able to get close to the end users. You have to get close to the business to deeply understand their processes and really understand how they're working today. Because the reality is, if we tell them to change the way they work without asking them what they really need, they're going to keep doing their job the same way they've been doing it the past 5, 10, or 20 years, depending on what it is, right? I'm seeing some nodding heads in this room, probably from partners going through the same song and dance. So from our perspective, all three of those examples that we provided today were extremely successful agents and connectors because we deeply understood the business use cases and the pain points we could solve with the technology in our platform.
I would add to that as well that, again, if we think about partners, change management is an essential piece of it. You need to ensure that you're accounting for customers or end users who might not be as willing to use AI. Yep. And think of who are your real frontier team members within the end user as well. So one of the things we've done is we go to our customer and say, who are your real frontier marketers? These are the ones that are happy to use Copilot, that are already using Copilot in their day-to-day work, and start with them, but not forget about the others. So it kind of helps them see success and see how more advanced people are using it, but also how they can be part of it and succeed as well with the help of AI.
Absolutely, and I think the end user trust component, I think, is part of the reason, again, why we have seen a lot of adoption slow. Because people are afraid of the technology, IT is not closely consulting the business on where their pain points are and how they can best take advantage of this huge wave of innovation. It will take time, but it is the partner community that will help us get there. Any other questions? All right. Well, I'm so grateful for your time. It has been an honor speaking to all of you. We'll stick around afterwards if you want to chat, and go get them. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.